Hey, we're live. I think we're live.
We are live.
We are live.
Our live,
Okay.
lads.
Hello. We are here. Nice.
We
I
need
think,
a good
right?
intro that we'll do with every show, so that we're not just like, "Hey, hello, we're."
We need to
always do that. Oh my
roll
God.
intro. We need an intro
Yeah.
of just Bailey like flexing and eating.
Didn't we
before
get an
start.
email from someone?
Bailey would be the one to do that if there was any one of us.
Oh yeah, somebody.
Emailed you, right? Emailed you about like.
Yeah, somebody wanted to work on FilmHub, and I don't think I emailed back. And if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but
we
we
can
We
can
don't
totally
know
do
what we're doing yet.
No.
Like when we get things together, because we don't have anything together yet. So
The biggest
As
piece
you
of
can
advice is that we're making it up as we go along, if you can't tell.
That's the way to
yes.
go.
They can tell.
I
Yeah,
think it
they
keeps
can-
things spicy. I think the shitty quality keeps things spicy a little bit, you know?
It adds to the appeal.
The spice to the shits too.
Yeah.
So today we are talking short films, fan films, and just filmmaking advice.
Yeah, man. That's what video essayists do, right? They make films.
Watch Lindsay
Most
Ellis,
people don't.
Patrick Willems, and Just Right and Nerd Writer start a podcast that has like 10 times better production value than ours and just blows it all out of the water.
But
We'll beat them. That's the Film Hub way.
So
Yeah.
fun.
our lack of professional production value adds to the appeal, I believe.
We're just hanging out. That's the fun.
Yeah, we're just
That's the
vibing.
thing, man. Yeah.
Dude, I really think that we should switch to would you guys want to see this in the chat? Should we switch to doing
what?
cartoons like Sardonicast, like little cartoons and just an audio waveform so we can do the podcast in our pajamas?
Dude, I am doing the podcast in my pajamas, and Bailey's doing it in his workout gear. Like,
Appearances do not matter.
appearances don't
Very
matter,
different
man.
time of day.
I'm
man.
wearing boxers, dude.
I'm not wearing pants at all.
Oh
so-
shit!
Oh,
Oh, Bailey, please.
Bailey, can
Bailey.
you stand up?
There's children in the chat, dude. In my Christian server, dude.
All right, so how do we want to do this? Do we want to get questions? Do we want to just talk about our experiences making short films? Do we want to just cry in the corner? Which one?
I want to
I'll
start
do crying.
Let's
Crying's
do the
good for me.
crying one when the podcast ends, because that one's always in my schedule. So
Yeah, that's a personal one.
yeah. So we'll talk. Hey, we got 40 fucking people watching. Hello, that's a lot of
good.
people. Nice,
Yeah.
awesome.
Goodness
All right, so we should start with how we've any type of filmmaking we've done. I know. Let's start with the person that's actually doing the filmmaking at the moment, which is Houston. Houston's actually
True.
making a short film right now.
It's gonna be me,
Yeah, called Paradoxical, right?
sir. Yeah. Yeah, I started this film back in January of last year, or no, more like April of last year. But so my main star was at boarding school like all semester, so it took us forever to get him back. So we finally did the final reshoots today, actually. So
Oh, nice, man.
it took time to do it. But yeah, I really enjoy making short films. It's really a matter of getting the crew to do it, I think, because I would love to make more short films more often, but the films that I've made have always been like, I'm so lucky to have this crew. I'm going to milk this for all that it's worth kind of thing. But yeah, I'm hoping to have it out by the end of January, and it's looking really good so far. So I'm excited. I would say one big thing is don't be afraid to borrow other people's gear. Because
It's like the essential thing. You can't do it all on your own. Get as much free stuff as you can.
yeah,
Exactly.
better is borrowing. My friend, we filmed it at a church today, and my friend was already at that church doing like promo videos for them. And so I was like, "Hey, you have a lot of gear, right?
Oh,
What?
nice.
Why don't we use your gear instead of mine?" And it looks like 12 times better because of that. So yeah.
Awesome.
There was that really long pause. I was waiting for someone
Yeah.
to jump in. No one said anything. But congrats, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember when before I made the Return to Zootopia fan film, I made like this. I loved The Office, and all my friends in high school loved The Office. So we decided to like get together and make this like fake school office and call it Behind the Class. And
nice.
I had a shitty ass phone. It was like an Android. And the iPhone 6 was out, and then the 7 later on. So I always borrowed my friends' phones and then downloaded it into my computer so that I can edit it. and it's still on the channel, and it's probably like the cringiest thing I've ever
It's still
done.
on the channel, he says.
It's still on the
Right
channel.
now.
Go hunting.
Hunting that down right now.
Dude, I had so much fucking acne, dude. Oh my god, like it was so bad.
It happens,
And
man.
yeah, no, but it was like bad.
Oh,
Now
damn.
I'm good. Now I'm nice, but like, oof, it was intense.
First,
Series are fun. They're fun to do because like I feel like they're simpler than a lot of things, and you get a lot of fun whip pans and stuff. Like I did a stop motion mockumentary back when I was doing Lego stuff on Houston Productions One, and the thing that I did was for lots of the film, I would like some of it was animated stop motion, like 12 photos a second kind of stuff. But other times I would do real footage where I would just record a video of like whip panning from one character to the other so that it looks like an actual mockumentary.
nice.
We were trying to translate that. Yeah.
First film I ever did, which is not on the channel anymore. It's on Patreon. So, there's a little High Top Films Patreon plug. I did a Spider-Man fan film when I was in 10th grade, 9th and 10th grade, and it's awful. All filmed on iPhones and I have never posted it. But what I learned from that is do not act if you are directing a short film. That is my number one thing. Don't do
Were
it.
you Peter Parker?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Everyone, man, everyone wants to be Peter Parker, dude.
No, he was Mary Jane. Come on.
You can wear the
you know.
mask, man.
Anyone
You
can wear the mask.
Anyone can wear the mask.
But yeah, so that's my big piece of advice is don't give yourself too much, man. Try to give yourself the least amount that you can because you're probably going to end up doing every job anyway if you're writing a short film / directing.
Holy shit, dude. I'm working on this animated series and I set the day it's going to air, or at least the point in time when it's going to air is going to be like by the end of 2020, and I don't think I'm going to reach that because
Oh, damn.
like the animation takes so long. And before with Return to Utopia, it was all like animatics. So I can just draw like a frame and then just like move it around in Premiere or like After Effects or whatever. But this time I have to actually like animate the movement frame by frame, and that takes so much time. It's so rewarding though. But
you also like
of time.
you need the script to be done before you even get into the animation, right?
Exactly. And I'm still writing the script as I go along, so I have to make sure that I'm not animating stuff that I'm not going to use. Because everything has to be at the same time. If not, like I'm not going to get anything done.
Are you gonna storyboard? Are you gonna storyboard?
No, I don't have time. I just dive right into it. But I do like if I have time, I do like get one page and I just rough out little thumbnails because like I want the thing to be aesthetically pleasing. One thing I enjoy doing is actually storyboards, and I think that helps a lot in just the filmmaking process because if you want something to look good but you don't really know like how it'll work out in a sense, you can always storyboard like just even stick figures and try to figure out like character placement, like, oh, this person's taller than this person, that means they have like the authority in the conversation. Simple stuff like that completely changes the scene, so I think storyboarding is really important when making a film.
Yeah.
All right.
All film, not
Yeah. Someone go.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for Bailey or John to hop in.
I've not done any big projects.
Smoking
I don't
too
want
much,
to even
Alex.
talk
I know I'm
about it.
dying.
I feel like I've probably ended up doing like the most out of anyone here, probably with film stuff. And like there's like so much advice that you get from like stuff that you figure out over time, like the more stuff you've done. The big ones, so like what Alex was saying there with like do as little as possible. Do as little as possible. Like as soon as you can get a producer that is not you, get a producer that is not you. Like that's like the worst thing you can do is be like at this level, like this no budget level, and produce and direct at the same time. Because then it's actually like I find that giving yourself less control is actually going to give you a better product, especially like when you're young. Because if you're writing and you're directing, or you've got full creative control, but then once you've also producing as well, you're also controlling what you can do, and you'll keep pushing yourself. Like you'll give yourself less limitations, less like it's just a bad idea to do all of those things together. So
For
as soon as
sure.
you can like make a film and not be doing all those roles, like get a different cinematographer, get a different editor, do not do it all yourself. That's
Plus the pressure kills you if you have all those roles.
oh, it's
That
a
was-
nightmare because you've got to do like everything yourself. Your shooting days, like I don't know to what degree like you guys are doing, but like last film we shot, like I was doing like 20-hour. It was like the entire day would be like 20 hours, and then
Fuck,
you'd
dude.
sleep for like anywhere between 4 and like 2 hours, and you'd be doing that for 2 weeks straight, and it's just crap. So like, probably not as like chill as like doing like a fan film or just getting together with friends or whatever. But it's like, yeah, you want to try to make the process as easy for yourself as possible. And I know it's hard for people to relinquish that control sometimes. I still work with a lot of people that do like everything themselves. Like they direct, they produce, they've written it themselves, they're doing cinematography, they'll edit it. And it's like, that's probably fine once it's just you and your friends like mucking around and making a film. But once you start doing it for real, cut that stuff out.
Well, and the more jobs you have, the less time you have to focus artistically on things.
Oh yeah, that was the big thing with when I did. When I directed Robin with my buddy John, we direct like all the shorts pretty much together, and we had full creative control as Bailey was talking about, and we just kept wanting to add things because we couldn't get that location. So then, what character beat should we add here? So that the intro of Robin with the spinning shot of Robin fucking walking around in a circle, stealing the car. That was all thought of like
sexiest fucking shot.
Dude, that was
ever,
thought of on
the opening
day.
shot, right? You're talking about the
opening shot of
Dude, that
Robin
opening
was
shot. When I
thought.
saw that opening shot, because I clicked it like out of curiosity, because like at the time, I like remember when we first met. It was like the Ant-Man and the Wasp video, and then you were like, "Yo, I made an Ant-Man and the Wasp video too."
Yeah.
And then I checked out your channel, and that was like one of the first videos I watched, the Robin video.
So yeah,
and I
so
was
you
like,
saw the shot.
yeah, and I was like, that was the first thing I was like, whoa, this guy needs more views, man, because I was like, holy, like that. It looked like a movie. It was great. I'm like, just freaking out. It was really nice.
Thanks, man.
I'm sorry. Please continue. I was like fangirling over it.
No, I was just saying like that shot was thought of on the day because we realized that while we were so focused on all this other shit, like making it look good, telling a story just with the camera movements, like the types of shots and all that good shit. While we were so worried doing every job, John and I forgot to make a compelling protagonist. So we added in that intro shot to sympathize.
I think it goes
with
for a lot of films. We forgot to make a compelling protagonist.
No, like on that note, like the number one thing, because I've like going through film school and all that, and like working with other people, the biggest thing I can say, like more than absolutely anything, is if you're making a short film or you're making any capacity of the film, the actors have to come first. Pretty much everyone I talk to, or like going through film school, everyone is all focusing on, oh, we're gonna make this look like amazing. We're gonna do it's got all these crazy ideas, all of this stuff, and no one would ever focus on the actors. Like it's all good having all this technical know-how and being able to do all this crazy creative stuff, but your film is nothing without the actors. That's why you get films where they pretty much that's why you get plays. Like a play is just actors and nothing but actors and that text. So like the biggest thing straight up is you've got to learn to work with actors, and they have to be your number one focus on the day. Your like crazy creative shot that you planned out for a month can get thrown away in an instant if the actors are not on their game. So you have to focus on that first. Because worst case, you can scrap all that excess, and just as long as your actors are on the ball, like that is 100% the most important thing. And that'll make people want to work with you as well. Like not just actors want to work with you, knowing that you've got a good rapport with actors, but other like creatives as well. You will get cinematographers, producers, and all that, because they know that if you can work with actors, you can work with people. So that's the number one thing.
That's some good advice, man.
Advice. Yeah, that's definitely really fucking great.
Like with films, like you always like to think, they're getting the big techniques, the oneers, but you look at like the best oneers, it's all about not getting in the way of the actors. It's about giving them an uninterrupted canvas to do their thing, right? That's what you need that.
Yeah, that's 100%. Like the last film I did was pretty much all shot in oneers, and like the idea was that we don't break the actors out of the moment. So
That sounds so
Yeah.
fucking stressful, dude.
I know. I would.
Yeah, it was like unnecessary to point. There's scenes where like we should have just cut this into like several different shots, but I was like, no, I'm adamant about leaving the actors like in the moment because we shot so much of it like improvised as well.
Well, that's what
like-
setups are for, right? Like that's why you get 2 or 3 cameras rolling just to make sure you have coverage, so that even though you have like the main, okay, this is good.
If you can afford 2 to 3 cameras,
if you can get
that's
that,
the
but
thing.
if you can, but that's why
if you
it's
can
low
afford
budget.
the 2 to 3 cameras, then it's fine. But the other thing
Yeah.
as well, when you're shooting in oneers, it's also hard to get the other cameras in there, especially if you are also like semi improvising stuff, because like the chances of like you passing in front of the second camera or like them getting in the shot, it's just like it's too much to worry about. So like, yeah, like if you can get a second camera that's the same camera, that's good. But otherwise, like, yeah, you can get by with just one. You just need to like shoot the one art and then shoot your backups. So, yeah, so you've always got to have that backup option as well. Because the worst thing you want to have is like go in on the day, shoot it all with oneers, and then like you get into the edit and you go, oh my god, this scene's too long, we can't cut it down, or there's no
then
like
you're
you've
just
got to try to
fucked.
shoot the backups.
Yeah.
You got to shoot the backups. Yeah.
Do you guys think that you should? Here's a question for everyone. Do you think you should limit yourself? Because most of our audience is probably younger. You know, they're aspiring filmmakers like us. Do you think when writing a script you should limit yourself, knowing that you don't have any money or resources, or do you think you should
100%.
just?
Yeah.
You do.
100%.
You
No.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. I think.
Nah,
that-
I think
Right
well,
here.
here's the thing. I think you need to concentrate. You need to always write out what you want to create, but you also have to know what you can make now and when you can make later.
Yeah.
If you have like an idea that's like huge, well, you can't make it now. But if you have an idea that's smaller, make that. But always have like everything that you come up with in hand, so that can come up useful later if you do get money, get like, you know, maybe you can start like a, what is it, like a GoFundMe or like a pay, you know, that sort of thing.
Kickstarter.
Indiegogo, stuff like that, you know, because I feel like if you say limiting yourself, it kind of means at the same time like scrapping ideas or scrapping like, you know, limiting yourself creatively. And I think that's something that you shouldn't really do. But I do think that you need to always concentrate on what can I do now? What can I do with my budget, you know?
And what talent do you have? Like not just you, but like in order to make these films, you need a crew of some sort. Yeah.
I know. I was just saying. I think that there's a line where I feel like you should definitely just get all the creativity out there. So if you're writing a script, this is for anybody in the chat. Just write anything you want. Like write a fucking flying scene, but just keep in the back of the head. Keep in the back of your head that you can't do that right now, but still write it.
Or you better be satisfied with this.
Yeah, with the green screen.
I think it's definitely about using what you have to the max, like, and being willing to be versatile with things. Like with Longbox Breakup, it had to be filmed at my school and during school times. So,
oh god, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what it's like, man.
We had the school, we had a parking deck, and we had some classrooms. But we created montages throughout the school. We turned one of the classrooms into a bedroom and one of the classrooms into another bedroom. So both the bedrooms that you see in the film are just classrooms that we dressed up.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh, that's
Damn, that's
dope,
a good
dude.
job.
I didn't know
Fuck,
that.
I thought that was your room. I thought that was your room, dude.
And
Damn. All right.
trying to think. Yeah, but so we used and even like the dolly shot at the beginning where we go from back of my head to the back of her head. That was just a wheelchair that we found.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah,
Wheelchairs
man.
are the most useful dolly in the world.
Right.
You guys
Yeah.
take advantage of what you have, man. It's great.
The thing with me is, I think this is my biggest curse. When I've done a bunch of like low budget. No one's gonna see this shit. I'm not showing it on Patreon.
Post it.
No, I'm not. But the thing is, when I'm being amateurish and I'm like going like again shooting on like good iPhones but still iPhones and that, I just like to break the fourth wall constantly. That's my like that. I just love doing that, and it's something I need to complete. Like when I'm doing something dramatic, yeah, you don't do that. But I just love like all my stuff is comedy,
So
which
you
is
like-
weird because that's not my sensibility filmic wise. I'm far more of an action drama guy. But you give me a camera and I'm like, I'm doing skits, I'm doing improv,
So
I'm doing making
You
it
like
as
to make
funny.
comedy.
Listen,
Oh,
improv
yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
I love improv.
We did a fake Coke commercial in one of our movies. Like literally, I just have a Gatorade bottle. Like literally, the hand comes in out of frame, and then like someone just grabs it and drinks it and puts it down. I don't know what the setup was anymore.
You just went for it though, and that's half the battle, guys. For anyone
so
watching,
funny.
just fucking make your shit.
Yeah, just make it, man.
Just pull out your iPhone, film something. Hopefully, it's not porn, and just roll with it.
You never know.
It's good to start out with stuff like stop motion animation as well, because like doing stop motion animation for years on end before I did filmmaking really helped with learning to do filmmaking, because you're still learning the basic rules of filmmaking even on a small scale.
Oh,
And I have heard a lot of filmmakers our age, like Bobby Burns, even though he may have
Yeah, let's not go down there.
Nasty Boy? You mean Nasty Boy, right?
yeah, Nasty Boy. But he started out, his channel was Lego Animation before he did filmmaking. And he is a very talented filmmaker for the most part.
Right.
As well as I think Ralph, the movie maker, may have done some Lego Animation when he was younger and everything. So it really does teach you the basic principles of stuff like that. And you can do anything in animation versus, when you don't have the budget to do things in live action. So.
One of my favorite exercises, I'll give this exercise to the chat. One of the things I did love to do as a kid was stage lightsaber battles. Of course, who didn't? But that my favorite one was the one where we didn't try to go for cool, where instead we timed it for comedy. And then I even went in. I want to go back and like After Effects do the lightsaber sounds, or yeah,
that's cool.
But just like do something like that. Take a like a gunfight, something like just it doesn't even have to have a plot. Just have a focus, go in, make it in a day. But again, like do like a twist on it. For me, it was taking a lightsaber duel, but completely doing it in an ironic and funny way. Like there are so many visual jokes.
Yeah, you made it your own, and that's
Exactly.
really important too.
Yeah,
just make it you. As long as it's you, it doesn't matter what you're making, as long as it's you.
Touching back on what Houston said, I do think stop motion is something that like a lot of people, I've noticed, like a lot of people do, especially like playing with Legos and setting up like a whole set based on Legos and stuff like that. I kind of did that when I was starting out. Like I have never really made like a film, but I've done lots of animations. Back when I was still making fan-made trailers in like 2015, I was like hinting at like a project I was working on that never saw the light of day ever, and it will. Maybe like Alex did. I'll post it on Patreon. It's this cringy. It's this cringy, man. It's this fucking cringy ass animation. It's based on Watership Down, the movie.
Oh,
nice.
Not the movie. Okay. The show.
Wait, yeah. Is that the one with the bunnies?
Yeah, it's
that new Netflix shit was awful.
It's actually not bad because like the book is really good.
Oh, really?
They made a series about it, and I was like, what, like fucking at the time I was 14, 15, getting on 16, and I was like, I really like this show. It was like my childhood. I want to make like another season. Kind of like what I did with Return to Zootopia, only this time it didn't work because everything I was doing, I was drawing it on like Photoshop, Manga Studio, and I was editing it on Movie Maker.
Ooh,
and that was the biggest mistake. It was so.
That's how I learned to edit, was Movie Maker.
Dude, I started all my fan-made trailers on Movie Maker, man. And I had to take advantage with what I had, but eventually I stopped. But what I learned doing Watership Down, the series, helped me out in making Return to Zootopia. And Return to Zootopia, I stepped it up a notch. I started learning After Effects on my own, and then eventually the finale has its own 2D animation segments, which are just fully drawn out. And from what I've learned with Return to Zootopia, I'm applying that for Interstellar Ranger Commence, which is the new series I'm working on. Nice. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like, if I had never done Watership Down, if I'd never done Return to Zootopia, I wouldn't have like learned all these things that I do now. I wouldn't have learned like color grading as much because I actually color grade my image, like my animations. After effects like backgrounds, like lighting is super important, and like casting shadows and everything. It's like it's like filming stuff but just drawing it instead of actually like physically holding a camera. And it's very, very tough, man. It took like 2.5 years to finish Return to Zootopia. So fuck. But
what matters is that you finished it, dude.
I finished it, dude. I was like at a point. There was a point in time, and I was like, I don't want to finish this right now, man.
Oh, I
was
feel
like,
you.
because like Zootopia, I kind of got tired of it. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, you get because you get tired of everything, right? And it was
Yeah.
like, it's been 2 years, and I was like, I am so fucking tired. But eventually, I finished it, man, and I almost cried premiering the video because I was seeing all this audience reaction, and I was like, oh my god, like I did this.
Worth it,
And
yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It was
Yeah.
totally worth it, dude. It was great. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I'm gonna cry now. Should we go to the chat, or do you guys have any?
Oh, yeah,
Should we go to the
totally.
chat? Do you have
We
any
should go to the chat.
questions?
Chat, we need you.
And something that I've always wanted to do, and like kind of filmmaking aspirations, is I don't want to like necessarily just go jump into a feature film, and more I want to integrate what we do in the video essay with drama, with like a sketch, with you know, some form of acting, and that's I think the next step I want to go in, at least in 2019. But you know, you can integrate. Like for me, filmmaking isn't just, you know, you go to the theater, you see a movie. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's just telling a story through the visual and auditory medium, right? And that's kind of what I want to do with, you know, YouTube. But like YouTube doesn't have to be just the video essay spot, right? Which it kind of feels like for a lot of us.
Welcome to the video essay circle.
Yeah, exactly.
But guys, Houston's actually no. He's a stop motion Lego guy still. Okay, he's
Right. Say that.
yeah.
Like how like I've
At heart.
been making some of my old Lego videos private, but some of them still get views and make me money. So like,
Oh, don't do it, man.
Totally.
yeah,
Dude, it's worth it. Keep it up, man.
Yeah.
I still watch them. Dude, your most popular video, I think, is fucking Lego Iron Man
Yeah, it's
sets.
amazing Lego Iron Man armory, and it's just posting someone else's Lego creation and saying, "Look at this, it's cool, isn't it?" That's my
Oh, that's
How
one
many
thing,
views does it have? Like a million or
It's
so?
like a million,
5
right?
million.
Jeez.
All right,
Fuck.
Premiere or Final Cut?
Premiere
Premiere.
easily.
I use
the
Final
only,
Cut.
The only reason why is like I've never used Final Cut, so
I
I
Yeah, I
never
was
would
gonna
used
say, I
recommend
haven't
it.
used
so-
Final Cut, so I can't actually say, but I used Premiere
Yeah.
for a reason because I didn't want to use Final Cut. So
Stop motion is really great for learning patience. It takes so long. Not that I've really done it, but I know a lot of people who do, and it takes so fucking long, man. That's true.
Final Cut is a good editing software, but it's kind of just enhanced iMovie versus Premiere is a lot more, you know, advanced.
yeah,
But at the same time, like I went to Georgia Film Academy this semester, and the first day of class, like the editing teacher came in, who I'm taking their editing course this coming semester, and he was like, "If you think Premiere Pro is a good editor, you can leave now because it's terrible." And never do
Oh wow.
Premiere Pro, and so I'm learning Avid this semester. But he was like, huge.
Yeah, that's a bit more advanced, slightly.
Sure.
I'll stick with advanced iMovie, Final Cut, and till I'm forced to move to something.
well, it's
else.
working out for you fine, so it's all good.
Yeah. So far it's worked out. Okay.
All I know
crashed
is
my-
Movie Maker for life, man. Movie Maker.
Of course.
Bless you. I love
definitely.
it.
All right, I'm
Those
looking for some
presets?
questions. If there were no limits on your budget for a film, what kind of things would you guys do?
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that
yeah.
question too.
I will honestly.
Dude, fucking explode. I'm just kidding. Not explosions.
Yeah.
Locations.
Okay, yeah. But I also think that the limitations like create the art, you know? I feel
Look
like
at Avatar.
yeah, well, you have to earn Limitless, right? And even then it's not his best film, right? James Cameron with the best budget. It's it's not better than Aliens, in my opinion.
Not better than Titanic.
When George
No.
Lucas had an army of yes men, he made a very bad trilogy.
I would think I would just I don't even know what exactly I would do with an unlimited budget.
I'd be overwhelmed. I think
I would,
I would
just
be
use,
overwhelmed.
For me, it would just be location. Like if I had all the money I could make, I would still keep it small because I'm not really like a very, very big person unless like that's what the project is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I would just be like focus on location because I don't want to film in like my house. Like I want to rent out like a street, like you know,
Yeah, having
hospital
sets.
room,
Sets.
stuff
Having
like that,
sets
man.
would be the
Sets and
biggest deal.
stuff.
Just be able to like remove walls and stuff, and like
Yeah,
it'd just be
man.
so much easier. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had to try to shoot like
Dude, I
a
fucking
horror
almost
film-
got
a horror
arrested.
film inside an actual house, and you're like,
No.
I have such limited like choices for like angles and stuff right now, and it's like it's a nightmare. Like you can only get, I don't know, like you stick to like the same kind of lens kit, and you've got. Oh, it's just so hard, like trying to film like anywhere, not being able to like remove walls. It's like it's a really I find that like a really challenging thing, at least for my style, like having to make everything so claustrophobic when the film doesn't necessarily require it. So yeah, having actual sets to shoot on would be the like amazing.
I
I
never,
built
t-
that.
I never realized until like obviously not recently. It's like that's why they make sets the way they are, just so you can take out a wall and put a camera there, and it's so
Yeah.
malleable. It's
You
so
only need 3 walls for an actual Hollywood movie set. You don't need
It's
4.
true, you don't need the closed off room, or you could
Yeah.
just break into an old abandoned mental hospital like me, and then
Sure.
yeah, that's the best way. Break all the rules when you make your first short film.
There's like a good question. I don't know if we can answer it though, but it's like, how do I convince my friends who probably don't really care much about filmmaking to help me make a short film?
That's half the fucking job when you're young.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I
That's
had
tough, dude.
money, I would just hire more crew and actors who would be there on time. Like,
Who
or
care? that you
good
can-
actors,
Yeah.
professional actors,
right.
famous actors.
Well, I feel like the job of a director when you're young, like I made Robin with John, like a year ago, 2 years ago when we were 18, a year ago, and the half the job was just us seeming so overly passionate about the project to try and get everyone else passionate. Like even if we've been out in the cold all fucking day and we're dying, our energy still has to be at a 10 because these people are working for free. You got these goons that you don't know dressed up in fucking Joker makeup in my case. And I'm just
Dude,
like, it's 20 fucking degrees
Yeah, man.
outside.
For me, like I was what was scary when making just Watership Down when I was like 14 is that I had nothing to like back me up like as a solid creator. And with Return to Zootopia, the same thing. And I was lucky to get voice actors. And because of what's it called? Because of Return to Zootopia, I was able to get like actual decent good voice actors and like more people that like are really like into it
Nice.
for the show, which is great. But man, like for Return to Zootopia, I got like my teachers as voice actors.
You called in all the favors, man.
One of the two of the voice actors are my friends. One of them is my mom. Like my mom voice acts. Like it's
Nice.
dude. You got to get everybody in, man.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Sometimes the most unexpected people will help you. That's another thing.
That's true, yeah.
Can I just, because I've seen a couple of people like asking about like fan films and like filming. Can I just, my honest advice is don't make them, because like I just, it's so hard. Like if you've got no resources, right? You haven't done this much before. You haven't, just go out and like start with just writing stuff that's like a couple of actors in a room, and it's just super simple stuff. Like your movie that you make before the age of like 21 is very rarely going to look how you have it in your head. So you're going to be like, oh man, I got this shoestring budget. I am going to try to do like back when I was last year of high school, I tried to do like a Far Cry fan film, like the game Far Cry,
nice, yeah.
right? No, not nice
Not
at
nice.
all.
Not nice.
Because in my head, I'm going, oh, it's going to look like this. It's going to do this. We're going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And then you realize you don't have the resources for it. And it's
Right.
just embarrassing. Like when I look back and I'm like, this is embarrassing. I'm glad I did it, that I learned from it. But like,
you have to
that
get
time-
over embarrassing, or else you're always going to be embarrassing.
No.
Yeah.
But like, you have that thing of like, I could have easily used these resources to make something, of like some form of value where I was actually learning like the essential stuff from, rather than like trying to push a budget that I didn't have to make something that was over the top and like I didn't actually have the skill set to do yet. Just work on like actually learning the basic stuff before trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna do all these action scenes with shootouts, and like I was not good enough at that stage to actually do it. So like you're better off trying to teach yourself just the basics of like, I got a friend right now who's working on like a collection of just like shorts where they're just based around a conflict. So like one that he did was like someone, basically two roommates, one of them hasn't done the dishes, and it's just them arguing about the fact the dishes aren't done. And it's so clear in like his direction is super clear. The actors are super on point. It's literally like 4 or 5 shots. It's about 2 minutes long, but you can see he's actually teaching himself the essential stuff to generate drama, conflict, all the necessary stuff you need to know first before going and like, oh, I'm going to go film a shootout and like this big punch up action scene.
One of my inspirations, you go back and find this on YouTube. It's the first episode of It's Always Sunny, but this was the pilot, and they were so broke that they shot it on like old cameras, like house cameras from 2005. We're talking like cheap shit.
I've seen that. I've seen the YouTube video.
And it looks so bad, but the comedy and the timing is so crystal clear and like calculated and perfect that it shows you can't fake the special sauce.
That's what matters. That's like,
Yeah.
I used to spend like thousands of dollars hiring like top of the line cameras and like all that gear, and like in the end I could have used that money somewhere else and just filmed, because pretty much every camera looks great now. Like, you know what I mean? There was no point getting some 8K Red Dragon fucking bullshit for it. Like that stuff was like, oh, it's really exciting working with it. It's a completely different workflow. We all had a blast working with tech like that. But like, there was no point. We could have just shot it on a DSLR and, you know, been able to work faster, have more money to distribute other places. Like, yeah, so I reckon like you can literally shoot on anything. I know a couple of people have said so far about the iPhone, but like, or like just any phone, you can literally make a film on your phone now.
It's more work, the better it can.
Right now. What was that?
I said it's more work because we shot Robin on a Red, and it was more work than shooting any of the other shorts we did on.
I know, right?
DSLRs.
You feel good about it. You're super excited. You're like, yeah, I'm working with a Red. I've got a Red workflow. This is exciting. But you're like, it's way more tricky. You've all got to work out how that camera works. Like, it's so much more effort.
Oh my god! And importing the footage into my fucking like MacBook
takes forever. You're up all night.
You're up all night rendering your fucking scene. Yeah. It's rough. But
I think it's important to do like exercises and stuff that isn't long commitment too. Like, you need to not do your first short film shouldn't be an hour and a half long. And like,
no, that's not a short film. That's a film.
That's a film.
Sometimes it can be fun to take a very simple framework, or even have someone else create an idea for you, and then you create the thing that makes that special. Like you bring all the art to that. Like you take a very simple idea and then do it to the max, basically. Like,
but let's not like. I also, again, I've said this before, but I think YouTube, the stuff we're doing, even though it's in a specific genre, it is still filmmaking. We're still executing on pacing, on at least we're learning on our vocal ideas, like on how to speak, how to time things. You know, you're working on that while you're doing the stuff that we do. But there's also other craft to it, and the most important thing is tell your story. What story do you have to tell, and what's the best possible way to tell it? And that's what YouTube really teaches more than anything.
There's a person here talking about I've actually, like, it's been mentioned multiple times, the Vader fan film. Has anyone seen it by Star Wars Theory?
I've seen it.
I haven't watched it. I know Jacob hates it.
For me,
there's no way I'm watching it.
I've seen it. If you want like my thoughts on it, and I've always been respectful that you know they managed to pull together and like put their money where their mouth is, and you know there's a lot of project and they got it through. For me personally, I just think that the idea of the fan film, it was very an indulgent Vader story, and as a Star Wars fan, I'm kind of done with Vader. I want to see other characters. To me, Vader's done. Vader, you've exhausted everything you can do with that character, and to me, the dramatic beats of the short film are very much retreads of other Star Wars moments. Oddly enough, the Disney moments, like there's a big ripping off of the moment with Kylo Ren where he stops the laser blast.
I saw that. Yeah.
And there's a moment where they do the Darth Vader, like the hallway scene and all that stuff. So that's all cool. There's a lot of really cool like shots where it's like, oh, they put money into this. Like there's a couple of really cool like, you know, exterior space shots of the Star Destroyer. There's a really good shot of Anakin as he's holstered up like naked and like the tube thing, and they put a lot of effort into that. So a lot of the images are good, but like there's a scene where Darth Vader takes on the Emperor, and it's so cheeseballs. It is hard to take seriously, but I give them full effort for putting the effort in. Like the effort.
They did it. That's what matters.
Yeah, they did. Exactly.
Now, an interesting topic to talk about might be how to judge short films and like reactions to short films and stuff, because like I think a lot of times people are very harsh on
the best,
dude. They're so fucking
really
harsh, people are like bashing long box.
Everyone's always like, "Oh, buddy, you've done a great job," and I'm like, "Nah, man."
Dude, I got fucking.
But if I can,
on Robin, there are so many comments, and it's just I'm like, do you expect DiCaprio in this movie?
Yeah.
Do you expect Roger Deakins to step out of the you know?
Judge, and
there's a degree of that.
You have to judge movies based on what the people involved had at their disposal and what their intentions were, you know. Like,
but I also think as a counter to that, I think that we as content creators, we have to realize that, especially because we're not, we haven't established ourselves that we only have so much time. So at the same breath, as a creator of these short films, you have to realize, like, make them 2 minutes. You're not going to get, like, if you make it 10 minutes, I guarantee you 95% of the people are going to click off at minute 2. So end your short film at minute 2. Take all the good stuff and cut the crap. Like, don't bother with an opening credit scene if you have no famous people in your short film. Just jump right into it.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god.
Just make like, you have to think about how people are consuming the stuff you're making. Dude. So cater to that, and you have to navigate that.
Dude, especially for the YouTube audience, man. People click off so quickly. We have like 20 seconds to catch interest, and if not, they like click out of the video. I'm sorry,
like,
what were you saying?
Mauricio, like with yours, like I think one of your best films, honestly, is the Joey Salad's Left Me on Read, because that tells a story in a disciplined, narrow time. It's a skit. You're using, again, it's a film. Even though it's a YouTube skit, it is a film. And it's made for an audience. Yeah. However successful, like, that's how you have to be thinking about this.
I just judge
on YouTube because, like, everything that you upload on YouTube is expected to be the mere fact that you've uploaded it and created a thumbnail for it and titled it and made a description implies that, like, it's your next magnum opus almost. Like, release this, and you always have to promote the things that you post on YouTube. And so I felt like that way with Longbox, where I was glad that it had such positive reaction initially, and so many people were sending warm comments my way and everything. But it was like it was almost being treated as like, this is the Houston Productions one film, and I'm like, oh, I've got more to do. Like,
you still haven't.
This is the first of many, I hope. Like,
I just judge short films on creativity. That's my like even if it's bad, as long as I can see that someone there is trying, whether it's the camera moves or the writing of it, the decisions made. If I can see that there's passion and there's creativity, like, I like it. I don't expect to go in and watch like The Dark Knight.
Wait, Bailey has a mission statement.
Do I have a mission statement?
Do you?
Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh.
How long ago?
Oh, no, I was just going to say I'm probably going to head off now anyway because I got somewhere to be. Was that what you meant by a mission statement?
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I was like,
okay,
cool for us.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna head out. We should try to talk about this like film advice again at some point, because I've got like so much.
Yeah,
so much.
Like a last piece of advice you can give for the audience
before you peace out.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's I got the main things out of the way, which is like work with actors first. That's your number one thing. But like I don't know. It's also, while I said it's like good to be under like to know what your limitations are and know what you can pull off. It's also like the easiest way to learn is to make like something that's a total disaster. The last film that I made, which we never even ended up finishing, was just like a huge budget. It was like, we had dozens of actors. We had like scenes with like hundreds of extras. And it was like, I was so in over my head because like the script was not up to standard. And so, but I learned so much from that. Like, I haven't shot my own film. I've done lots of like assistant directing and producing, but I haven't shot my own film in like 2 years. But I learned that much from that one experience that I don't feel like I've fallen behind at all. But the thing is, like, yeah, it's good to make films where you've got parameters. I guess that's my advice then, is like, don't go to film school, but if you do, go do all whatever the actual filmmaking classes are that force you to make a film, and then drop out. And that's my advice, because that's what I did.
Brilliant.
I did all of the ones where I got to use all of their gear, all of the restrictions, all of like, it was amazing.
Dude, I wish
working like that, and then I left. I got all that stuff out the way, and then I left.
Because you don't need all those extracurricular classes. Like,
I wasn't there to learn do filler units of like history and like art and like. That's what YouTube's for. You learn more from watching video essays.
Dude, my globalization. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast already, but yeah, globalization class. All I did was just watch videos on YouTube. It was YouTube the class. It was which waste of time.
I've had some film classes that just show every frame of painting videos.
Oh my god.
Oh, we've all had that. Yeah, I've had that.
Dude,
every now and then,
I wonder if any classes have put in our videos. Wouldn't that be
Oh,
amazing?
I've got yeah.
Definitely not mine. No way in hell.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out.
See you
All right,
guys.
Bye,
see you,
Bailey.
man.
See you, man.
Catch you guys later on.
Get swole, dude. Get swole.
Feel better.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you, man. And then there were 4.
And
3.
Nah,
3.
it
Fuck
feels,
me.
It feels empty.
Because
There's 4.
Robbie's
Dude. There's 4.
Oh fuck, there is 4. Fuck me.
There's fun.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
brain dead right now. I can't even count.
Honestly, like again, best piece of advice: just watch every frame of painting like over and over, and then you'll learn the essentials to blocking and timing.
I would say don't make your film for anyone other than yourself when you're making films. That's selfish and a little bit narcissistic, but
it's funny because I'm the polar. My view is you have to
know your audience.
Not just only your audience, but have a game plan in mind. Like what is it? And for me, it's like rather you're learning a skill, right? So make a film designed to learn a skill, or
Wait, he's back. What?
Bailey's back.
Bailey's
Plot
back,
twist.
bro. Plot twist, man.
You're saying I don't have to be there for another like hour, so it's all good.
Wow.
Oh,
shit.
he's back.
Bailey.
Prayers for Bailey. Prayers.
What were you saying, man?
Just that, like, you have a game plan when you go into a short film. Like, rather it's a skill you want to learn, or just something you want to get off your chest, but also have an idea of who you're making it for, and don't waste their time. Like, know that art is made to be consumed.
No,
so just know that.
I definitely like know that you have an audience, but what I mean is don't worry about how that audience is going to necessarily respond
Oh,
to decisions.
oh, really?
That's my thing.
Really,
Dude. When I make YouTube videos, I don't make them for anyone. That's like the thing. I make them. For
Oh, okay.
myself.
YouTube's probably a good idea. Like, I hell struggle with the fact that I'm so caught. Like, the reason I haven't posted
YouTube
a video
hates
on
you.
Loverboy-
YouTube hates you. I don't get it.
No, but like, and so you can imagine that's why like now I get so caught up in like, is this video good enough? Is it like people gonna watch it? Like that's why I haven't posted the La La Land ones. Like it's been like nearly 3 months. And
Dude, I need it. I need it.
But no, I think that's what I was trying to think of before is audience. Knowing your audience and getting your audience on the same page as you is like the most important thing, especially when you're writing the script. Because for a lot of us, when you're doing like fan films, short films, there's no stake to it. You haven't got a budget from anyone. You're just making the film for you, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a healthy way to learn, because what the last 2 films I did, I was like, yeah, they were like all super whack artistic, like, you know, like not pretentious, because I don't like using that word, but I was like, yeah, the audience is going to get what I'm doing. And when we test screen the stuff, they didn't, because I hadn't considered audience at all. I was like, yeah, man, I understand this. So my audience is totally going to get what's going on. So I think it's really important to consider your audience, consider how, because film is communication. And so everything you do when you're making a film has to be keeping in mind what you're communicating to the audience. So I think that's actually like incredibly important when you're making a film, to make sure that your audience is engaged in your storytelling the whole way. Like, and I think if you're not considering that, I think that's when your audience isn't going to buy into it. Like it's different to YouTube. Like if you're confident in the video you're making for YouTube, people are usually going to love it. But with a film, you have to be thinking the whole time about the audience.
I really think it depends like 100% on what you're trying to basically put out there. Because a lot of the time when people create like fine art, especially, they do it for themselves as a message on like they have a statement they want to make, and it's something that they want to put out there for themselves so people can like consume it, but they really don't really care as much as what people think. And so you see like people, Duchamp put out like the toilet, and he just signed it, and that was a urinal, and that was art.
The filmmaker that comes to mind instantly is like Lars von Trier or someone like that, or I'm trying to think of other art house filmmakers that are of that quality of like, I make it for me, by me, go fuck yourself if you don't.
Yeah, I think it really depends. It really depends, because it's like you can't make, like, for example, if you want to make a Marvel movie, you can't just be thinking about yourself, what I want to put out, because then that means, oh, like I want to kill Captain Marvel right now at the beginning of the movie, and then like that's the movie, and then it's like you realize, hey, wait a second, maybe that's not what the audience wants, and like it really depends on what you're working on, how much creative freedom, I guess, how much like it's weird. That's a really hard question for me.
I think
it's.
Fine
I've
line.
always thought about it like know your audience, right? I don't disagree with what any of you are saying. I actually do agree. Like know your audience, know that you're making it for people to consume. Like that is the point of art, essentially, right? But also make sure you make something that you would like. That's very
Yeah,
much
because then
you.
there's no passion in it.
Okay, I was talking on literally like a shot by shot basis, not the actual film itself. So
I'm-
obviously
I'm-
your idea is like about you, but like on an actual like moment to moment basis
But the
with your
moment to
film,
moments-
you have to be.
The moment to
Mindful.
moments add up to the bigger picture. Like we're talking about all of that at the same time.
It's hard balance. That's the conclusion we're coming
Well,
to.
and that's YouTube as a whole is making content that you find compelling and that is quality, while also to an extent pandering for views
No,
and
it's not
making sure that
It's not pandering. It's about accessibility. It's about making sure
Yeah.
they get it. You know, like the best, smartest filmmakers make like. Honestly, I think the hardest thing to do is like make the best big blockbuster fare. The smartest filmmakers know how to navigate that space. You know, like Spielberg doing Indiana Jones is harder than Spielberg doing The Color Purple. That's been my opinion the whole time.
well, yeah, I think there's definitely an art to, and I'm actually going into this in my new video about the greatest showman.
Ooh,
What?
The idea
smooth
that there
plug.
is an art
Yeah, man.
making art that appeals to the most amount of people possible, you know. And obviously it's great that we have niche things and things that are more artistic and appeal to only a certain demographic of people, but you know, people like Spielberg are brilliant at making things that are accessible for everyone, you know, and pull on heartstrings that we all have, that kind of thing.
But I also think a film like Greatest Showman is just it was made with an audience in mind, and it nailed it got the 10, right? It just absolutely hit that demographic.
Wait till you see the box office figures I'm going to go into. It's insane.
Oh yeah,
Ooh. Wait,
biggest
there's like
December
a huge
multiplier.
There's a huge Black Panther argument, Oscars
Oh,
argument.
God.
I've been
in
feeling
the
it. I've been
fucking
feeling
chat.
it.
I've been reading it. I've been
I've
ignoring
been
it.
reading it, dude. It's like so intense right now.
It's gonna one. It's gonna get nominated. B. It's honestly the front runner to win. That's like I've been running the
I
stats.
don't know about that.
I really like if you look at the poll, like not just the polling, but like which movies are getting nominated, how many nominations are getting for different critic awards. Black
It's
Panther
actually
has
the
had
easiest one to bank on. I'm with you right now, John.
No,
It's
and
the
then
easiest one.
the front runner that means like I would put it at like 30 or 40%. So there's a good 60% chance it goes to another film. But of the films, it's kind of a weak Oscar. It's a great genre film year, but it was a weaker Oscar year. And like every other film has a caveat. Like Roma, great, it's on Netflix. Everyone has that but. And so for Black Panther, the chances of it being the first superhero blockbuster get nominated, it will have the momentum, it will have the social backbone, it will have everyone seen it. So if it wins, it gets bigger ratings. And it's a bit cynical, it's a bit of a game, but again, you want my word for it. Black Panther is probably going to win. So that's just my.
I feel like if Black Panther wins, then
I'm retiring.
it really no.
I'm fucking around.
If Black Panther wins, I'll be so disappointed. But I really enjoy the movie. I don't love the movie. I really enjoy it though. But I think it would set up as like the Oscars is like what does best picture mean? Like if it's nominated for best picture and if it wins best picture, then that means then the movie isn't like based on terms of like best filmmaking.
No,
it's
man.
based on terms
we knew that though after Spotlight won
political-
over Fury Road. As soon as Spotlight won it, we knew that it was about the impact the film has and not about the quality. Because what are people still talking about now? Fury Road.
Yeah,
exactly.
The day that didn't win was the moment I stopped caring.
I really like Spotlight, but hell, I think Fury Road is a far more intelligent and important film than Spotlight. Even though I completely agree with the mission statement of Spotlight.
I just want Spider-Verse to win Best Picture. Then that
Dude,
will.
Spider-Verse is
It will
better
never
than
happen.
every
It'll
single
never fucking
fucking
I love
superhero
it.
movie this year, man.
I'm
It's actually
sorry.
one of the best movies this year in general.
Oh,
actually.
definitely.
I would not
Wow.
be surprised if Spider-Verse wasn't nominated for Best Animated Feature.
Oh, I think
No, it's gonna get nominated.
Dude,
Yeah,
look, I swear to God, there's this. Oh my God, I forgot this movie. Whatever, I don't care. But like,
And it'll be like when the Lego
dude.
movie didn't.
Oh,
win.
that was
dude, when the
Salt
Lego
on the
movie
fucking
wasn't.
moon.
I
Oh my
still get mad
God,
about
dude.
that today. Like, oh my
Dude,
God.
when Big
Yeah.
Hero 6 won over How to Train Your Dragon 2, that was really
that was when
frustrating.
you were done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm still
Well,
mad.
as we know, the Academy doesn't actually watch the animated films.
They
so-
don't.
Oh, yeah,
What the
they don't.
fuck, dude? That's so much.
And that's the thing. I'm saying that I think Black Panther is the most likely to win. That is not me saying that I think it is 100% deserves to win, even though I think the film is brilliant. I'm talking about the politics and the gaming, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't put all your fucking faith in the Oscars. If you do, you're being played. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a game. So,
Hey guys,
and more importantly, if Black Panther wins, more look at it as opposed to the amount of careers that will be raised by that. That's how often how the Oscars work. So Ryan Coogler gets to make whatever movie he gets to want to make next. Marvel gets a lot more weight in the public circle, right? Because now they have a Best Picture on their plate. That makes the hype for Endgame even bigger. So for me, like that's where my mentality's at. Not just Black Panther overrated, underrated.
I feel like
that's child talk. That's child.
I feel
talk.
like the only thing that's like a crime is that if Black Panther gets nominated and if it wins, like even if it just gets nominated for Best Picture, it's like The Dark Knight never got that much hype.
But
it hurts me.
Dude,
but then again, like Dark Knight is the reason why they have 10 nominations now. So like we've known this. The Academy has acknowledged this, and Black Panther is potentially the moment for them to redeem themselves. But again, for people that don't think that like Black Panther, I understand that where they're coming from.
I'll just be annoyed that fucking Ryan Coogler didn't win for his other two movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wins for Black
Right?
Panther.
That's fair.
Which are
That's
much
because-
better movies.
I'm saying this one time, I'm about
Oh
to
my
get
gosh.
lose all these subscribers. Black Panther's the worst Ryan Coogler movie, objectively. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's
It is.
I
It's
don't
like-
think anyone would argue
I don't
with
think
that.
anyone would argue.
I think
with
it's
it,
tied
yeah.
with Creed. I think it's just as good as Creed.
Love Creed
No,
so
Creed
much.
is so much
First
better than
Creed-
Black Panther. I'm sorry.
I disagree, but that's where we.
Oi, Fruitvale Station is a great movie to look at. We're back onto
is.
talking about filmmaking.
Yes.
Fruitvale Station is like practically like no budget.
With a
all shot on
purpose.
like 16 mil. Bet like one like Octavia Spencer and Michael B. Jordan are like your only two actors. Like that's a great example of making a really, really compelling film with no money.
Well, and I think it's an example of a movie that proves the idea that low budget, you need to focus on character more than world.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Fruitvale Station works because it's focused so intimately on an actor and a character and not
When actually, I'll let you go.
stuff.
One of my favorite film stories, and it's you think of like James Wan, who's the biggest director in the world right now because he has the biggest movie. One of his first big horror films was Saw, and the process how they wrote that film was.
Oh, it's so cool.
We have less than $1 million. All we can afford are these two actors caged in a basement or in a bathroom. So they went, okay, what's the story from there? And that's how they went. They didn't have this grand torture story set up. They had a set, they had actors, and they thought, where do we go? What's the best?
Dude, I was
love
talking
the
about
first
Saw
Saw.
in my freaking Aquaman video essay, and people were like, "Really, Saw is a good horror movie? Huh? You're stupid!" Like, bitch,
awesome.
have you seen Saw?
Dude,
awesome.
Fuck, it's so good.
It's because the other movies just are so like
the other
fucking
movies
torture pornish.
Bring it
now.
down. Yeah.
And the first one's so solid though. It's just impressive to watch.
It's really good.
I've actually never seen any of the sequels, but the first one I've seen like multiple times.
Yeah, it's a good place to stop. Is after number.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, that's on a high,
Honestly.
so why go back? You know?
Yeah.
Mm.
Someone said favorite directors. Let's
Collins.
try.
Ooh,
Collins.
Oof.
Well, I don't have like a particular favorite, but I love.
like too many.
I always say Sam Raimi. I want him to direct something again.
I'm not even sure if Coens are my favorite directors, but they are the best filmmakers, in my opinion, working right now. So that's kind of my
Quaron.
yeah, yeah.
But hey,
Quaron.
5 films
What?
versus 20 great, amazing films. Like to me, it's quality. Like they have quality and quantity. And also, I think I enjoyed my favorite Coen Brothers films are better than Coen's movies. Like No Country for Old Men, Fargo,
Bailey
Inside Llewyn
just
Davis.
died.
I think they're better than Coen's movies. So that's just me. I just get more depth out of them.
I mean, obviously, one
Learn more.
would be Lord and Miller. Like, you know,
Oh yeah,
I
fuck
was
yeah.
thinking yesterday how all 3 of their animated features, Spidey with a Chance of Meatballs, Lego Movie, and Spider-Verse, although only Lord wrote Spider-Verse, but still, all 3 of their animated features
Yeah.
could be on my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And like,
Have you noticed that they're all the same? Like I just watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs for the first time after Spider-Verse,
good movie.
Dude, it's very
and
similar.
you have a father, and the whole movie, like the turning point of the movie is the
I know.
father telling the son
You gotta wonder what
that
their
he's enough.
attributes are. Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Like,
Yeah.
Like no, it's good. I mean, like
You
know,
wonder if
make
that
what you know.
there's a line in Solo where Solo opens up to his dad. You almost wonder if that was the whole point of like that movie until they were fired, right?
Yeah. No,
Like, I almost wonder if that's just a story beat they stuck in there or whatever.
I really like Sam Raimi, Spike Jonze. Matthew Vaughn never gets talked about because he only makes genre movies, but Matthew Vaughn's a fucking madman genius, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But of course, everyone likes Chris Nolan. You know,
Oh yeah.
the
Dude,
go-to.
Matthew Vaughn
I-
honestly needs to get
Nolan.
more praise, man.
Matthew Vaughn's a genius.
The thing
I
is, for me,
fucking love
Matthew
Matthew
Vaughn again. I didn't like Kingsman 2, and I
That's
thought a lot
like
of.
one of his worst movies. But
I know, and
love
I
it.
get that, but
his highs though.
Kingsman 1, I'm always like again. Like, I find a lot of his films I'm mixed on. Every now and then he'll have a perfect movie again, like Kick-Ass and whatnot. But and
Kick-Ass.
First Class I love as well. But even then, I know he's really good. So he's just not in my favorites discussion one bit.
I
But
just
what
love his. I think like favorite directors, you know, it's personal, and I just fuck with his
Mhm.
style. It's
yeah.
it's accessible. Same with Sam Raimi, James Gunn. I love it. I love
Praise for
James
James
Gunn.
Gunn. Praise for
Yeah.
James Gunn.
Press F for James Gunn, dude.
Perfect.
Yeah, F in the chat for James Gunn. I'm gonna do that.
Like the video for James Gunn,
That's right.
please.
Bro,
I would say
R.I.P.
John Carney is one of my favorite underrated. He did Sing Street and Beginning.
Oh, right.
Nice man, nice.
He
I
captured
really love his Mark Ruffalo one. The
Dude, begin again.
Yeah.
again, that's really great.
I
Bro, I
love-
fucking love that movie. That's one of my
So
favorite
good.
movies of all
Sing
time.
Street
I'm not
is
even
one of my
joking.
favorite movies. Yeah. And then also the lady who worked on Kung Fu Panda, the whole trilogy. I think she directed all three or something like that.
Yeah, it was a female director. Yeah.
But
Was she Asian?
Huh,
Oh,
I had no
no,
idea.
I think so. Yeah. But she's done really good work. Yeah.
Kind of sad that a podcast full of guys can't know the name of the female director. Hashtag.
Greta
Oh, that's messed up.
Gerwig.
Hashtag.
Oh, it's animated. And how many animated like filmmakers?
Yeah,
can
I
you
don't-
actually
I don't
We don't
name
know
who
anybody
are, like
animated
male or
directors, man.
female.
I kind of feel bad.
Hot take: Francis Ha, Lady Bird. That's.
Oh,
That's not. Is that a hot take?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't think so.
No.
I haven't seen Francis Ha because I'm a hack.
But yeah.
But like I know people who would agree with you that would definitely say that.
I like
think-
Lady Bird though.
I think that
Pitoff
we
is a fucking brilliant director.
Oh,
Pitoff
brilliant,
needs to
yeah.
get more work, dude. Fucking dude. I swear to God, man, Pitoff, like, dude, he could rustle my jimmies, man, anytime he wants. Honestly.
Like other favorite filmmakers, like Edgar Wright, kind of feels like an obvious.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
even gonna bother
Dude,
mentioning.
Edgar
but
Wright.
yeah.
All the cinephile classics: Edgar Wright, Wes Anderson, Chris
Anderson.
Nolan. Like,
I'm not the biggest Wes Anderson fan. Don't hate me, but
Ooh.
Neither am I, man. Neither am I.
I find his style
Isle of
alienating,
Dogs.
but that's just me.
I
Isle of
respect
Dogs
him.
or Spider-Verse, man. Isle of Dogs or
Spider-Verse all day,
Spider-Verse.
all day. Spider-Verse all day.
Fireverse is
Same,
great.
same,
Yeah,
same,
right.
same.
And on
I will
that
say-
note,
Yep.
I think we're wrapping up soon because we've been
Yes.
doing it for an
Yeah.
hour.
Do we have like anything else we want to say? Like any questions? Like last second questions
Yeah,
that
I
we
mean,
answer in like a minute? Because
What about everyone name a movie that you respect but you don't really like?
I don't
Oh,
want
I
to do
love
that.
Edge of
this-
I wanna-
17.
This is gonna get me in so much trouble. I got to think about this.
Yeah.
Wait, name a movie I respect but I don't like.
You respect more than you like. You know?
Baby
Raging-
ass.
I'm gonna
Raging
say
Bull.
something so fucking controversial. You ready for this?
Raging
sorry.
Bull, man.
Infinity War
Ooh.
is a movie I
Ooh,
respect.
that is pretty controversial.
I'm glad that
That
you
is pretty
respect it.
controversial.
I respect it, and the Russo brothers are complete fucking geniuses that they could pull that off. But I don't love it. I like it and I respect it, but I respect it more than I love it. That's my answer.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
Interesting. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, mine would be Batman vs Superman, I guess. And you know,
I don't
more on
respect
that, more
that.
on that
Ooh.
coming soon.
I
I
don't
barely
but
respect
yeah.
that movie already.
I
Everybody
respect
check
it,
out Loverboy.
but I don't like it at all.
I respect the take more than the movie.
Dude, the movie is so full of ideas, but like the execution is just not very.
That's
even
why.
But even okay, like you say that, but a character saying something is not an idea. Yeah, like the whole point of an idea is how you introduce it, and you have to believe in it. I don't think the film believes in its idea.
they're trust. It's all there. It's just not executed well.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's-
Anyway,
it's fried,
anyway,
man.
it's something I'm covering in that video, so we'll go into it. Same way as the Last Jedi works, I guess.
I just got
Same
an
thing, where people
email
be like,
from-
yeah, it's there or it's not.
I just got an email from Zack Snyder, and he said that Bailey needs to leave the chat right now. So
I think for me it would be I can only think of like movies from last year or so, but like I really respected Deadpool 2, but I didn't really like it, and that's kind of I guess that's
That's
fun
fair.
for me. Where I was
That's
like
interesting.
I was like I liked parts of it, but it didn't come together for me in any interesting way. But I liked the stuff in it. I didn't hate any of it. That's just me.
Is
for me,
anyone
it's-
else gonna go? Or are we hanging up? Are we?
Sure.
I said it's Raging Bull. Like
Oh, okay, that's a great one.
I don't know. It's like I love character driven stuff, but I just didn't vibe with it. I don't know what it was.
That's perfectly fine.
That's a movie. That's one of those movies that I think a lot of early Scorsese films need 2 or 3 viewings to really get into it.
Yeah.
That was Taxi Driver for me. Taxi Driver for the first time was hard to watch, but then the second time it's like.
Have any of y'all seen After Hours? One of Scorsese's
I've not seen the first one though.
No.
that
I
was
haven't
his
seen
first
that
one.
It is.
Oh wait, no.
Right.
I think I've seen the one with De Niro and Keitel, like their first one together.
Main Street.
Main Street. I mean, Mean Streets. I'd like that one a lot.
Yeah.
It's got the mom from Home Alone in it.
Oh,
Catherine O'Hara. Yeah, but it's really, really good. I would say a movie that I respect more than I like would be Dunkirk, probably.
Oh, I love Dunkirk. I love Dunkirk.
Dunkirk is an amazing filmmaking achievement, and it's incredible, all this kind of stuff.
Did you see it in IMAX?
But yes,
I
I
think-
did.
Okay, then good. Then you saw it.
I just didn't feel a single thing in it, and I don't think about it ever. So
That hurts me, but that's fine.
but I don't like it. Yeah.
What do you mean you didn't feel anything? Did you not feel when Mark Rylance just gives that
People,
nod? That
you have to
nod?
respect
That nod?
people.
And I was like, emotions. I'm disappointed in you.
All right, I think we got to
Yeah,
cut
we
it
should.
short.
We should.
We should
Yeah.
do that,
wrap it
yeah.
up,
I'm not
yes.
trying to rush anyone off. I'm sorry.
That's
It's
no
just-
good.
I know Bailey has to hit the gym. Houston's got to go back to making his
Well,
movie.
that's.
Yeah.
I got to
yeah,
go back
yeah,
to
yeah.
fucking
I'm gonna start wearing
editing
like
a
5
Titans
layers of
video.
long sleeve clothing now.
No, man, don't worry about it. Everyone subscribe to Loverboy Media. He's coming out with a La La Land video, Batman v Superman video. Go
Dude,
check him out.
this guy
Sub.
works harder than I think all of us combined. And it's just
Definitely.
one person.
Oh,
honestly.
none of that. None of
Dude,
that.
this guy kills it, man. Yeah.
Harder than all of us combined. I look at his Instagram stories and I'm like, wow, he has a life. Like I can't.
He has a life.
He has a life
and he's
outside of
working his
YouTube.
ass off. It's so surprising to me, man. Yeah.
All right, so I've been Alex Hunter. You can check out High Top Films, the channel, and you can also check out the Titans video that will drop sometime mid-January. Probably
I'm
is gonna
so
be,
keen.
dude. It's the new magnum
keen.
opus. It's the script's better than the Batman Does Not Kill script, I think. So I'm very excited for it. But
Ooh.
that's the
Big
plug.
claim.
So yeah, you guys exit and we'll all hang out.
Oh,
Cool.
I'm Mauricio from Brown Table, sometimes known as Brown Table Entertainment. I don't use it as much. Prepare yourselves for Elektra, because Elektra is obviously the best Marvel movie ever made. Infinity War, what the hell is that, man? As someone on the chat said, it's as Alex said, you respect it but you don't love it. Am I right? Anyways, yeah. So that's me. Anyone else?
I am Jonathan from Films and Stuff. And again, as I predict, Black Panther will win Best Picture, and you heard it first here.
Let's try to get one more film hub in before the fucking Oscars. Hopefully, just one.
Oh, God.
Just one.
Oscar predictions, man.
I'd love to do that.
I am Houston from Houston Productions 1, which you can go click the link to in the bio, and also support me on Patreon and give me money so that I can live.
Go give him money.
Oh, a Patreon plug in FilmHub. Oh,
Nice.
I have a Greatest Showman video coming out probably tomorrow if I stay up all night editing it tonight. So,
What
check
you
that
will.
out. And my prediction for Oscar Best Picture is If Beale Street Could Talk, I think.
Ooh, nice pick.
Ooh.
Oh my
Excellent
God, that is a good
choice.
pick, man.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Cool. Bailey.
I thought John was gonna go next. Okay,
Alright,
so I'm Bailey from Loverboy Media and Breaking Banter. You can follow me on Twitter at Loverboy Media, and yeah, I guess I've got this La La Land video coming out next as soon as I finish the script, because I decided I was gonna do a La La Land video without actually having anything to say about it. So we'll get a video out on that eventually. And yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. I think that was everyone.
That's the 5 of us, right? 5?
Yep.
Without Robbie, fuck. Without Robbie.
Sounds
let's just-
natural.
Everyone tonight, go home, pour yourself a drink, and just think about Robbie, man.
What about Robbie?
Yeah,
Robbie,
all right.
Robbie.
He's not sick or anything. He's just
He's just not in the.
yeah, he's not here
I
today.
don't know where he is. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's off the grid, But it's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had fun. It's always
Yeah.
nice to chillax with other film nerds. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna click goodbye now, awkwardly.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys, for jumping in on the podcast.